Now, we have to admit that Brock Purdy was always an interesting case. His statistical output has been nothing short of legendary. You'll have a lot of naysayers disregard his achievements by putting it on the supporting cast and coach for devising great plays, leaving open receivers for him to throw the ball to. They'll even go further by suggesting that other quarterbacks could do the same in the same system, but they're not him. Jimmy Garoppolo was not this efficient. Also, since when do we fault players for having a great play caller? Two things can be correct. In this case, Purdy has had a great supporting cast all season who have all delivered, but so has Purdy. We can't judge Purdy against past MVPs, and we all have to admit that had he been the first overall selection, he'd get significantly more respect. Now, through 17 weeks, Purdy is second in the league in passing yards with 4,280 yards while being 20th in attempts. He's third in the league in completion percentage at 69.4 and one touchdown behind the leader with 31. His 7.0 TD percentage, QBR of 72.7, net yards per pass attempts of 8.74, and adjusted net yards per pass attempts of 9.01 towers above all others in the 2023 season. All the advanced passing metrics go to Purdy. It's almost comical how efficient of a passer he has been all season, and he deserves all the respect in the world for his accomplishments. However, the case against him is quite pronounced. MVPs are allowed to have bad games, however, this usually occurs at the beginning of the season. Once the season is underway, MVPs tend to show out, especially in big games. Even if their stats aren't great for a game or two in the later part of the season, their performance usually transcends the score sheet and the stats. For Purdy, the first indictment started in Week 6 against the Cleveland Browns and persisted for 3 weeks against the Cincinnati Bengals and the Minnesota Vikings. The Browns defense is legit, so we can give him a pass on that game, which was his worst by far all season. He had 125 yards in the air with 1 touchdown and an interception and a fumble on 44% completion percentage. Again, the Browns did this to a lot of quarterbacks all season, so we'll give him a pass. During the 3-game span, he had 762 yards, 3 touchdowns, 7 turnovers on 61 completion percentage. While this doesn't look horrible, there was one consistent thing throughout these games. The Niners were trailing and missing a key player, and Purdy didn't show out as an MVP should. Despite the 3-game stretch, Purdy stepped it up once again when the players came back from their injuries and the Niners went on to become the juggernaut that we know until Week 16. There is no way else to put it. Against the Ravens, he lost the MVP then and there. The Week 16 billing was his coming out party for those who had never actually seen him play. Regardless of how you look at the interceptions, they were bad. Sure, some could have been attributed to luck, but so could other throws that were not intercepted. This was supposed to be his moment to put an end to the MVP conversation because statistically he is just otherworldly right now. And instead, the Ravens defense made him look average while their star quarterback, Lamar Jackson, took the spotlight.